Rudy Giuliani appeared before a special grand jury in Atlanta Wednesday. His testimony is part of a criminal investigation into efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. The former New York City mayor is among several allies of former President Trump identified as targets of the Fulton County prosecutor's investigation. For more on this, I am joined by CBS News Chief National Affairs and Justice Correspondent Jeff Pegues. He was outside the courthouse. He still is outside the courthouse there in Atlanta. Jeff, always good to see you. So tell us, what have you learned about Giuliani's appearance before the grand jury Wednesday morning?
Well, it is secretive. And at this time, the information that we're looking for, frankly, it hasn't leaked out. But I suspect at some point it will. Sometime perhaps in the next 24 hours. But Giuliani, he spent much of the workday in that courthouse behind me, about 6 hours or so with this special grand jury. And just keep in mind, when we're talking about a grand jury, we're talking about 16 to 23 people. They are citizens of this city of Atlanta, of Fulton County. And so he is in this room with prosecutors. His defense attorney is there too, but unable to say anything. This is all about the prosecution putting on their case. So the fact that he was in there for about 6 hours, he came out. He didn't face the cameras when he came out. He slipped out through a garage in an SUV with blacked out windows. So we don't know what he said, but the fact of the matter is he was there for 6 hours. So if he wasn't cooperating in some way or saying something, you'd think that it would have been a much shorter appearance before this grand jury. But really, that's speculation, too. We'll just have to see when, word starts getting out, which it will. Always does.
It always does. We see him smiling there in one of our photos. And then in others, we saw him looking concerned. I think the question that a lot of people are wondering right now, Jeff, and I wonder if you have any perspective on this, is the likelihood that Giuliani might face criminal charges.
Well, yeah, he was told, and that's what's so interesting here. He was told before his appearance that he was or is a target in this investigation. That's a big deal. That means that there is probable cause to believe that, a crime was committed. So not everybody appearing before this grand jury has been told that they are a target. So the fact that he was told that is a big deal. And again, you introduced this segment by calling him former mayor of New York City. I mean, think about that. This is a guy who at one point in history was considered America's mayor, a hero in New York City and really across this country. He ran for president, not for long, but he ran for president. And so, when you see him show up here on the courthouse steps, as I greeted him with questions, I was thinking about that. I worked in New York for a long time, and the fact that here he is, the former mayor of New York City, who led New York City through 9/11. He's walking up these courthouse steps, a target in this investigation to overturn the vote here in the state of Georgia. So this is a big deal, and yeah, he's a target, and so he could face criminal charges.
Such an interesting trajectory from America's mayor. Jeff, one more question before we lose you. Trump's campaign legal advisor, Jenna Ellis, has been ordered to appear before the grand jury. What does that tell you about this investigation?
Well, it's moving along. And I've been telling a lot of my colleagues this and anybody else who will listen, that this is really, in my view, the case that you need to watch. All right, so look at the people who've been called before this grand jury. Rudy Giuliani, also Lindsey Graham is somebody that they want to testify before this grand jury, even though he is fighting that. But he's another one. And these are people in the former president's orbit. Jenna Ellis, who was part of his legal team, she's another one. And so if you put all the pieces of this puzzle together, what becomes clear is this picture that the DA here is painting, perhaps leading up to the former president. It seems to me that's where this is going. And I said earlier today, you don't have to have a law degree to figure that out. You just sort of follow the breadcrumbs and you see where this case is going. But also there is evidence out there in the public domain. Remember, the former president, when he was president, made that call that millions of people across the globe have heard already. And that alone, when I heard that the first time, I knew, well, had this been anybody else, this is likely a crime.
The fined 11,000 votes.
We'll see what. Well, yeah, I mean, right. That's the evidence there. Millions of people have heard it. Could you just find 11,000? I don't know, 11,700, and I don't know how we came up with that number,
You're
but.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that alone is potential evidence of a crime. And so I think, again, that this is the case to watch because it's outside of D.C. You have this DA. This is among her, well, this is the biggest case that she's had. She won office, and just as soon as she won the job, this was the case that was handed to her, and she is just moving straight ahead, calling all of these witnesses.
And fascinating also that it is in the red state of Georgia. All right, Jeff, we have to leave it there. Thank you.